Gefeliciteerd na zo'n wedstrijd met alles erop en aan. En dan strafschop heb je genoten vandaag.
Yeah, it was a tough introduction to Dutch football. But we knew in advance it would be a difficult away game for us. The reigning champions with not a lot of changes in their lineup and in their squad. And we started off quite bad and conceded a goal where we should have done better. We shouldn't have stopped playing. But then I think the boys, they showed the mentality that Feyenoord is also famous for. They kept pushing and kept going and scored some good goals.
Ja, een van die goals is die vrije trap natuurlijk, de 4-3. Met een beetje een variant. Kwam dat uit jouw koker? Ook ben jij betrokken nou bij die vrije trappen?
It's definitely the work of Etienne, who's the set piece coach and one of the assistants. He's been working for some time with these guys, also last season, and definitely beginning of the preseason. He's been working really hard and been quite close to the boys, and it is really nice to see it pays off. I think also I said it when I was presented as head coach here, that the set pieces is something we could maybe do even better in some aspects. So I'm really happy for Etienne that he gets a really nice goal on his shoulders, and as I said, also the boys they done really well, and definitely on the set pieces this preseason they've been really focused.
Jullie winnen vandaag dan uiteindelijk na strafschoppen. Wel 4 tegendoelpunten ook, hè? En in een week tijd zijn het er 12. Is dat het voornaamste zorgenpunt wat jij in je hoofd hebt?
I think I got a lot of issues. I think I got a lot of things that is on my mind. Good things, bad things. I think I said it also earlier. I think our offensive play is quite good in many aspects. Today also was difficult in some aspects, but offensively we have some good patterns and we have some good quality. And then of course we need to look at the defensive part of it. We already been busy and we'll continue. I think if you ask my colleague Peter Bosch as well, he's probably also not happy with conceding 4 goals. So. Yeah, as a coach, you're never happy conceding 4 goals, and definitely these ones that we conceded today, I know we could do better in some aspects, but we will get there for sure. I'm not in doubt.
Ja, staat het dan wel goed achterin met maar 3 man achterin? Het is natuurlijk makkelijk om daar dan meteen naar te kijken. Hoe ga je dat evalueren?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to look at it. I'm definitely going to evaluate it. I think we won the game 2-1 when we played with 3 men in the back. And then I think we lost the game 3-2 when we changed to a back 4 during second half. So I don't think it comes down to the system alone. I think it's too easy, and I don't agree. But I think it comes down to, of course, some individual decisions. And then there's maybe the fact also it's a new coach sitting here with some other principles in the style of play and in the defensive shape. But I think also last year they conceded some goals here at PSV as well, and it's a good team. But it's for sure an element we need to do better. But it's also an element that I expect that we not easy, because it's not like this, but it's some of the things that we could fix in a good way.
Laatste onderwerp vanuit mij. De keuze voor Timon Wellenreuther. Waarom kies je uiteindelijk voor hem als eerste keeper?
Sorry?
Waarom kies je voor Timon als eerste doelman dit seizoen?
I think first of all, it was not an easy decision. The 2 goalkeepers that we have are really at a high level, top level, and definitely made the decision difficult. I'm not going to explain you guys why and give you small things why I believed in this. I think it's quite obvious why he's in the goal. In that sense that I believe that he was the right one. And then all the small details, why and why not Justin. I don't think this is the right moment and this is the right place to discuss it. I never want to discuss why I pick players over others, because it will always be misinterpreted, and I don't think it's fair to anybody to do it in that way. And I hope you guys will respect that also. I put in Timon because I believe in him for sure. I believe in Justin as well, but only one of them had to be in that goal.
Ja, werken jullie mee als Justin daar zelf om vraagt, om een transfer bijvoorbeeld? Zijn jullie als club bereid om daar dan aan mee te werken nu dit de situatie is?
I don't think it's a question for me.
Dankjewel.
Okay.
We gaan 3 rijen naar voren. Ja, komen bij de NOS uit. 1 momentje, microfoon komt eraan. Links van jou. Ja, ga je gang.
Ja, gefeliciteerd. Je begint met een prijs bij een nieuwe club. Hoe belangrijk is dat voor je?
I think isolated, then it's I'm not important in this aspect. The whole club is important, and I'm really proud to be part of this club and sitting here and represent the club and definitely lifting a really nice trophy beginning of the season. So in that aspect, I'm not important and how I feel in that aspect. But obviously, of course, it's important to win football games, and especially when you're a new coach, you need to win some games and hopefully at the end of the season as well, some trophies. That's also why you are at Feyenoord. There's some big expectations from not just the supporters, but also the management, the board, and so on, and that's part of it. But when you're talking about the longer process and the coming weeks and months, then it's definitely a step in a good direction that hopefully also will release some energy around 1908, which has definitely been tough. They come from 2 years of a lot of success. They come from 2 seasons with a lot of success for the coach, who's now at a different place. I'm different. I do things in a different way. That's how it is. No matter which system I play, I'm different. So you definitely felt that there's a lot of focus on how I do things and how we do things, and at the end of the day, I think these boys, they really deserve to get all the energy out because they've been working hard for 5 weeks, being proactive in getting things done in the right order.
In hoeverre heb je het voetbal gezien wat jij voor ogen hebt met Feyenoord dit seizoen vanavond?
Yeah, we just taking steps. You know, I think it would be naive to think after 5 weeks then we would just play fluent football with a new coach. I don't think that's possible. But I'm quite happy in many of the offensive patterns also that I see today. Obviously, I knew that the quality is within this team, and there's a lot of offensive quality. And then I definitely also knew that defensively there will be some elements that I want to do different. Whether it's a back 3 or back 4, there's some principles that I'm a big fan of and a big believer in. I know I've done a good job defensively, both at Midtjylland, at Antwerp, and also the last 2 years in Sparta Prague on the defensive shape. So in that aspect, I'm not concerned. We got good players who had a difficult pre-season with coming in later and later throughout, and that's definitely also an element to bring in to this whole mess of thoughts regarding the defensive shape.
Ja, want je kreeg vanavond wel 4 tegengoals. Zo net zat Santiago Jiménez hier. En die zei, ja, misschien spelen we wel te aanvallend. Denken we te aanvallend. Snap je dat?
Yeah, I understand. I don't know. It's I think whether we need to play, first of all, we need to play offensive football. We need to play dominant football. That's also one of the characteristics for Feyenoord. So that's definitely an element that always have to be available. I think today also one of the elements is we play the reigning champions. They scored a lot of goals last year. They won a lot of games as well. So it's not an easy game in that aspect, but there's still some principles we need to do better. The first goal, for example, it doesn't matter if it's a back 3 or back 4. We can't stop playing football and wait for the referee to blow the whistle. We need to continue, make it compact, make it tight, and then hopefully the ball is going out or something like this.
Dankjewel.
Graag gedaan.
Weer eentje naar voren. Martijn, Voetbal International.
Ja, gefeliciteerd met je eerste prijs. Normaal verandert de trainer als hij bij een nieuwe club komt. Die verandert dingen als het in het seizoen daarvoor niet goed ging. Of als de clubleiding daarom vraagt. Kun je uitleggen waarom jij toch hebt besloten om bepaalde aspecten anders te gaan doen?
You talk about formation?
Ja, formation. En,
No, not anything else. I think it's just formation that I changed. I come in. I'm 100% me in my philosophy. I'm 100% me. I'm not Arne Slot. I'm not my colleague in that aspect. But formation-wise, yes. Then I think this is a possibility that can help us. Short term, long term. It's definitely an element. Offensively, that's the way I see football and the way I see it. There's not a lot of difference. I think if you see the last 30 minutes when we changed the formation also back to a back 4, you see some of the same patterns, see some of the same build-ups, some of the same breakthroughs. But obviously defensively there's some elements that are different because you play with a back 3. But if you make the right rotations, if you make the right shift in the team, then you end up looking at a back four as well. So I think it's natural in a phase like this with a new coach coming in after, like you said, 2 really successful years, or maybe even 3 successful years, that things are done differently. And all credit to these boys sitting in the dressing room. They really tried to adapt and they really tried to make things working. But I think with all new things, it takes time. All new things, you start to doubt and you start to wonder. And for me, I'm not surprised. And that's also why I asked these guys today. Yes, when things are tough, then you need to show what football it's also about. And it's about winning mentality, proper fighting mentality, sticking together as a team. And today, that makes me even more proud. We go away from home at the reigning champion stadium, and then you beat them on penalties, I know. But I think we played a really good game in many aspects. And definitely when it comes to winning mentality.
Maar kan je dan op deze manier ook spelen zoals je nu uit bij PSV doet? Kan het ook thuis tegen Willem II, die je waarschijnlijk 90 minuten lang de bal gaat geven?
Sorry, I don't understand.
Kan je op deze manier zoals je nu tegen PSV speelde, kan het ook tegen Willem II thuis? Want die gaan je waarschijnlijk 90 minuten lang de bal geven.
That's a really interesting question. Right now my thoughts are not about Willem II. I'm sorry. My thoughts is getting in the bus, driving home with a trophy to Rotterdam and enjoy that. And then I know tomorrow we'll definitely look at Willem II. I already seen some pictures on them and know it's going to be a difficult game at the Kuip. But I also expect it's going to be different than today. But that is definitely one of the games where we need to show our quality. We need to get a better start than last year, where we had 2 draws. And that's definitely the ambition when we go at the Kuip on Saturday. Then the boys are ready to smash and they will go all in. And as I said already, the energy that this trophy gives, it should release some extra power and belief in many aspects. And I was really happy to see the boys in the dressing room. They really felt this as a big boost as well.